What if I told you that while Harley Davidson was bragging about its heritage, Honda quietly captured 40% of the entire global motorcycle market? In just 5 years, Harley's revenue collapsed by over 60%. Their electric bike venture became a $100 million disaster, and Honda sold more motorcycles in a single year than Harley sold in their entire modern era. How does America's iconic motorcycle brand become completely irrelevant in the age of electric mobility? The delusional giant. Let's start with where Harley Davidson stood in 2020. They weren't just selling motorcycles, they were selling a lifestyle, a brand, an identity. CEO Jochen Zeitz had big plans: electric bikes, global expansion, and capturing younger demographics. The company projected they'd sell over 50,000 live-wire electric motorcycles by 2025. Sounds ambitious, right? Well, here's the punchline. The actual number of live-wire motorcycles sold to date is approximately 2,330. But here's the million-dollar question. How do you miss your sales target by 95%? Simple. You live in a fantasy world where brand heritage matters more than actual innovation. While Harley executives were congratulating themselves on their premium positioning, Honda was quietly building the infrastructure to dominate the future of motorcycling. Honda's silent takeover. Meanwhile, Honda wasn't making grand announcements or flashy presentations. They were just selling motorcycles, lots of them. In 2024, sales reached a new all-time record with 19.6 million sales globally, up 6.0% from the previous year. That's not a typo. 19.6 million motorcycles in a single year. To put that in perspective, Honda's global motorcycle unit sales are expected to reach 20.2 million units, which is approximately a 40% share of global motorcycle sales. But wait, how does a company sell 20 million motorcycles while their premium competitor struggles to move 100,000 units? The answer reveals everything wrong with Harley's approach. Honda understood that the future belonged to practical, reliable, efficient transportation. They built motorcycles that people actually wanted to buy, not museum pieces that leaked oil and cost a fortune to maintain. The electric disaster. Harley's electric strategy was supposed to be their ticket to relevance. The Livewire brand was going to revolutionize motorcycling and attract a new generation of riders. Investors in July 2021 that the Livewire brand would sell 15,736 motorcycles by the end of 2024 and 53,341 motorcycles by the end of 2025. The reality? They sold 2,330 total. That's a 95% failure rate. Honda's approach to electric was characteristically different. From 2025 onwards, Honda will be expanding the variety of electric motorcycles, including fun models and plug-in rechargeable commuter models. This will aim to increase our market share globally and establish ourselves as a leading company in electric motorcycles. Notice the difference? Honda focuses on expanding market share while Harley focuses on protecting brand image. The financial meltdown. The numbers don't lie, and for Harley Davidson, they're absolutely devastating. Harley Davidson's troubles all started when the company's annual report for 2024 revealed a revenue decline of more than 60%. 60%. That's not a market correction. That's a complete collapse. Harley Davidson's operational losses totaled to $214 million, and in Q3 of 2024, it shipped 27,500 motorcycles, which means it's down 39% as compared to the 45,300 it shipped in Q3 of 2023. Meanwhile, Honda was breaking records with nearly 20 million units sold globally. Can you imagine being in a Harley board meeting trying to explain how you lost 60% of your revenue while your main competitor was setting new sales records? The contrast couldn't be more stark. Honda was growing their business while Harley was shrinking theirs. The management disaster. Harley Davidson started the year with a double-digit sales decline from the start of 2024 as the company navigates a shaky economy and an internal corporate power struggle. While Honda was executing flawlessly, Harley's leadership was fighting amongst themselves about strategy, direction, and priorities. The arrogance was breathtaking. CEO Jochen Zeitz blamed continued cyclical headwinds for discretionary products, including the high interest rate environment affecting consumer confidence. Translation: it's not our fault, it's the economy's fault. Meanwhile, Honda was thriving in the same economic environment. Here's what's truly insulting. More than half of current and potential customers are delaying purchases due to economic uncertainty. That's led to low sales, even after promotions and discounts, and forced Harley to cut shipments so dealers can clear backed-up inventory. Honda customers weren't delaying purchases. They were buying Honda motorcycles in record numbers. The global reality check Honda's global strategy exposed Harley's fundamental misunderstanding of the modern motorcycle market. The Asian market, including India, Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam, accounts for 85% of global motorcycle sales. While Harley was obsessing over their traditional American customer base, Honda was building relationships with billions of potential customers worldwide. Honda, already a market leader in powersports worldwide, hopes to extend its dominance to 50% of global sales. Think about that for a moment. Honda is already dominating the global market, and they're planning to increase their share to 50%. Meanwhile, Harley can't even maintain their position in their home market. The innovation gap. While Harley was stuck in the past, Honda was building the future. Honda motorcycle unit sales reached 20.57 million units in 2025, proving that their approach to innovation, manufacturing, and customer service was working perfectly. They weren't just selling motorcycles, they were solving transportation problems for millions of people worldwide. Honda's success wasn't accidental. They invested in research and development, improved manufacturing processes, expanded into new markets, and most importantly, they listened to their customers. Every decision was based on data, customer feedback, and market research. Harley's decisions seemed based on nostalgia and wishful thinking. The dealer network collapse. The problems extended beyond manufacturing and sales. Harley had to cut shipments so dealers can clear backed-up inventory. When you can't sell the motorcycles you've already built, you know you're in serious trouble. Honda dealers, meanwhile, were struggling to keep popular models in stock. This inventory crisis revealed the deeper problem with Harley's business model. They were producing motorcycles that people didn't want to buy, at prices people couldn't afford, with features that didn't matter to modern riders. Honda was doing the opposite, building what people wanted at prices they could afford, with features that actually improved their riding experience. If you're starting to see a pattern here in how established companies get disrupted by smarter competitors, you're not alone. The strategies we're analyzing here apply across industries, so stick around for more insights that could change how you think about business. The future forecast. The company predicts that by the end of 2025, revenues will either stay the same or decline by roughly 5%. That's not a recovery plan. That's a surrender. While Harley is hoping to stop declining, Honda is planning to capture 50% of the global motorcycle market. The contrast in vision is striking. Honda sees opportunity everywhere: electric bikes, emerging markets, new technologies, and younger demographics. Harley sees threats everywhere: economic uncertainty, changing customer preferences, and increased competition. One company is playing offense while the other is playing defense: the technology revolution. Honda's approach to technology integration has been systematic and customer-focused. They're not just adding technology for the sake of innovation. They're solving real problems that real riders face. Their electric motorcycle strategy is based on market research, customer needs, and practical applications. Harley's technology strategy seemed more focused on generating press releases than generating sales. The Livewire disaster proved that having good intentions and a famous brand name isn't enough. Customers want products that work, not products that make statements. The market share massacre. The numbers tell the complete story. Honda controls 40% of the global motorcycle market and is targeting 50%. Harley controls a tiny fraction of that market and is struggling to maintain even that small share. In 5 years, Honda has gone from dominant to absolutely dominant, while Harley has gone from struggling to nearly irrelevant. This isn't just about motorcycles. It's about understanding what customers actually want versus what companies think they want. Honda understood that most people want reliable, efficient, affordable transportation. Harley believed that most people wanted expensive, unreliable, image-focused lifestyle products. The customer exodus. More than half of current and potential customers are delaying purchases due to economic uncertainty. But here's the question nobody at Harley seems to be asking: why aren't Honda customers delaying purchases? If the economy is the problem, It should affect everyone equally. The answer is simple. Honda customers aren't delaying purchases because Honda motorcycles represent good value. They're practical, reliable, and reasonably priced. Harley motorcycles represent discretionary luxury purchases that people can easily postpone or skip entirely. The production reality. Honda's manufacturing capabilities dwarf Harley's in every conceivable way. 19.6 million sales globally, up 6.0% from the previous year, represents a level of production efficiency that Harley couldn't match if they had a century to prepare. Honda has built a global manufacturing network that can adapt to market changes, customer demands, and economic conditions. Harley's production problems aren't just about volume. They're about flexibility, quality, and cost control. When you can only produce a fraction of what your competitor produces at higher costs and lower quality, you're not competing. You're just surviving. The global domination. Honda dominates the world's motorcycle market while securing 40% of the global motorcycle sales. This isn't just market leadership, it's market domination. Honda has achieved something that most companies only dream about. They've become the default choice for millions of customers worldwide. The geographic diversity of Honda's success is particularly impressive. They're not just winning in one market or one segment, they're winning everywhere. Asia, Europe, Americas, emerging markets, developed markets. Honda is the preferred choice regardless of local conditions or cultural preferences. The future landscape. The global motorcycle market size was $71.92 billion in 2024 and is projected to grow from $75.82 billion in 2025 to $119.09 billion by 2026-2032 at a compound annual growth rate of 6.7%. This represents massive growth opportunities for companies positioned to capture them. Honda is perfectly positioned to benefit from this growth. Harley is struggling to maintain relevance in a shrinking segment of the market. The irony is perfect. While Harley was protecting their brand image, Honda was building their market share. While Harley was focusing on heritage, Honda was focusing on the future. While Harley was making excuses, Honda was making motorcycles. Final verdict. The most telling statistic: in 2024, Honda sold more motorcycles in America than Harley did globally. That's not just losing market share. That's becoming irrelevant in your own backyard while your competitor conquers your home turf. Harley Davidson didn't just lose to Honda. They handed them victory through 5 years of strategic incompetence, quality failures, and corporate arrogance. The brand that once made riders dream of the open road became a cautionary tale about what happens when you prioritize profit margins over customer satisfaction, marketing over manufacturing, and boardroom decisions over rider feedback. Honda simply did what Harley forgot how to do: make motorcycles that people actually want to buy and ride. Subscribe for more corporate disaster stories that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about business success.